So before I do those cutouts for the Pioneer speakers, just cut a section out for the insulation. This stuff is brilliant. Sticky on one side and a bit of thickness, and helps with sound and insulation when your heater and cooler's going and all that sort of stuff. So I thought I'd just quickly do some of that first, because by the time when I cut out the skin for the speakers, then this will be almost ready to put back on and cover all this. So I must as well quickly do all the insulation part, and then I'll cut the skin ready for the speaker covers, and get on its way. So as you can see, when I said about the more round speaker area, this edge is definitely the edge of where that speaker was cut out. So that must have gave them even a guide to where that speaker cutout needed to be. So next I've got to get an estimate of where I'm going to be cutting that for the smaller Pioneer cover will go. So inside the ute, it's definitely there. So I'd say looking at something around that spot right there. Got a bit of markers paint. Put that where you need it. Spray around, you can see where the perfect circle is where you got to cut. A little bit of a handy hint. Okay, so cut that out just with one of these good old, like a Stanley knife sort of thing. So bring that inside, and which way did she go? Like this, give or take. Around the edge. Not too bad. So this is what's good about having a stencil. You can see it's sort of like a slightly off center. So I know now that it needs to be more on this edge and less on, a bit less on this edge. So that gives me an idea of how close I was. And the main thing is getting that sound out and not muffled. So I'd say a little bit more here and less on this corner. Just bring that circle just a little bit over, and she should be alright. Now if I bring that across to go over this side, bend that down. Oops, wrong way. So if I bend that down and then put this over the top, you can see it's actually going to be hitting on that edge of the other one. That's a bit annoying. So you're going to have to do something about that. Because the other speaker is still round, just that this is a bit of an oblong one. So this may need to be trimmed. I'll work something else out. Okay, so this is the speaker mesh that I bought off eBay. Just came today, which is really good. It's only $17, and that's from Happy Baby For You. That's a different sort of name. Okay, and you can get it in different colours, like a red and blue. We've got different colours there, white. But one second. So these are all the colours it comes out in: black, white, beige, coffee, Slive, never heard that before, but rose red and blue. I'll show you a bit more of a close-up of the material. So that's the width, 1.4 meters. As you can see, there's like little pit holes for the sound to come through. Looks pretty professional. And I'll just go to the actual product, one sec. It's just in my hallway now, and this is the big section of it. So you can see, there's my hand. So it's not bad, it's got a nice sort of thickness to it. It's very nice feeling material. And so instead of having the speaker covers and then trying to like mod them and cut them to bits to fit next to each other, because one's that real sort of like an egg shape and then the Pioneer speaker is round. So I thought we'll go with this instead, just material, and staple it on, and then you can just cut it to exactly what you want and shape it. So it's not bad for $16. There's definitely ample amount to use. Okay, so I've got the UTE skin on the lounge room floor for a second, and here's the material. Might be a bit dark, I might have to put the flash on, but these are obviously the cutouts on both sides. I'll just put the flash, one second. Okay, so I just draped that material over it, over the edge, and it looks great. Look at that. Obviously it's not staple. I'm going to staple this on, but you can see my hand there. But if that's nice and neat and put on, that will look really nice, because the speakers, you'll just slightly see the speakers through it if you obviously push the seats forward or something like that, but it will look professional. It'll look nice, like around the edges, nice and neat and tight, and it'll just look like pretty much, obviously it won't look like that, but it'll look neat and almost factory, I reckon, if that's put in nice and properly. And it covers up all the cuts and stuff like that. Actually, in person, it really looks nice. I'm very happy finding this material, and a lot easier than trying to modify the speaker covers to fit next to each other. That'll look nice. So I'll show you once I've stapled and cut that on, cut it out, and applied it. So I've got I just got this from today, Bunnings, and the Zito electric one. I've never used the electric ones before, but see how that goes, and how good they are as well. So, yeah. Okay, so one side's done. It's come up really well. With the staples being silver, just get some permanent black texture just to go over the silver, but I'm very happy with that result. It's that'll be, because it's in the back and backing quarter. Don't have to be perfect, but it just gives it that bit of a completion or a completed look, and that on the side sort of matches into. So next is got to do the other side, and then install. Okay, so here's my finished result. As you can see, with the material, when it's on its edge, it's harder to like see through, so it really blends in well, where if you look with the light behind it, you can see staples and the original holes and stuff like that. But the good thing about this is when it goes to the side, it's just dark. I still got to darken off those staples a bit more. I only put dark blue texture on them, so I'm going to put black. But good result as far as covering them up. So it's time to install I'm out in the car, and there's the skin. I also got these. I know it's not an XR6U, but it's a mock-up. I've got some. Oh, that's coming off a little bit. It's not sticking down properly, but that's just the protective green shield plastic on it. I'll unveil that once I've finished all around working on it. But at the moment I'm just extending the speaker wires from the new radio, and just getting all the wires ready to so I can put that skin over. But I've got to make sure, obviously, got to connect what wires I need to connect prior to it covering that up. And because this is an extra grommet and wires coming through here, I've got to maybe muck around with the skin a little bit to fit it or tape it down or something like that. So gotta work that out as I go. But yeah, that's another addition to the ute. And I've also put up a bigger light bar. Not big, but it's good for this. They're supposed to have different sorts of lights, whether they're widespread or direct. It's got mixed. And yeah, so I've finished the wiring on that side as far as the bottom speakers all connected. The tweeter speakers I've just taped up there, so that can be done after the skin. And all these wires are pretty much ready on that side. So now I'm just connecting this bottom speaker now, and yeah, once that's done, then I can neaten this all off, and we can test or throw in the skin that's at the back. So yay! And of course there's a cat popping its head in. Yeah. Anyway, and that's Thin's chips. Okay, so that's nicely soldered up. Now it's time to tape it up and run it then under here, and again in front of the seat where it doesn't get really touched, and over to the front wires. The two wires, that's the front right, that's the rear right, so that will be connected to the back speaker. And when I work out what I'm going to do with this front speaker as far as speakers go, if I can mount any other speakers up there, I will. Otherwise I'm going to have to tuck it away or something. See how we go anyway. What I also noticed is, with this insulation, there's none above the roof lining at all. So I still got some more, so I'm going to stick some up the top there and insulate the roof.